God morgon och välkomna tillbaka till Meteor World Actor. Idag är det lördag, vilket innebär att vi ska spela det här. Vilket är någonting som jag ändå har längtat efter för att jag gillar det här. Vi befinner oss här vid det här kaféet nu och ska träffa Ryoko. Jag vet inte riktigt varför, men det var jättelänge sedan man träffade henne så att det blir nog spännande. Och vi vill tydligen veta om någonting har blivit stulet från henne. Ja. You want to know if anything's been stolen? Yeah. There have been several burglaries nearby recently. So I thought I'd try asking around.
なるほどね。ご苦労様。でも少なくともうちは取られてないかな。ねえマスター、なんか最近なくなったものとかある？
She calls out to the bartender wiping glasses behind the bar. Jag tror inte ens att det jobbar någon annan här. Vi har aldrig träffat någon annan förutom henne, så att jag tänkte liksom att hon är den enda som jobbar här. He looks up and slowly shakes his head.
思い当たるところはないみたい。
I see. It figures. The security here at Love and Peace is pretty good. Good enough for the neighborhood it's in, at least.
もし何かなくなったりしたら連絡すればね。
Så jag vaknade precis här. Man känner typ att man har en halv hjärtattack. Jag vet inte varför. Man vaknar väldigt plötsligt förmodligen. Yeah, you do that.
休んでいかないの？
Jaha, varför vill du umgås med oss? Helt plötsligt. Nah, I need to solve this case fast. I'll come back another time. After making this little promise, I exit the cafe. There tends to be a pattern in the crimes that criminals commit. And it's figuring out that pattern that usually leads to an arrest. Okej, det var kort sen. Trodde det skulle leda någon annanstans, men vi är tillbaka här, wow. The next day, I open the shop and take a seat at the counter. Come on out from wherever you are, you thieving bastard. You stolen from me once and Clarice twice. Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on us. Fool us 3 times and I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna catch this perp if it's the last thing I do.
やる気満々だね。
The bastard caught me off guard and made off with my bait box. I have no choice but to accept the fact that I was robbed. But unlike Clarice, there won't be a second time. Maybe this thief can sense the electric waves in security cameras or some shit. Then we'll catch them the old-fashioned way.
なんか昨日と顔つきが違うね、ルカ。
Yeah, you're looking at the face of a man who's done being played around by some petty thief. I put a device similar to a mousetrap into the cash register. The next time the thief opens the register, I'll set off a firecracker planted inside. Poor bastard will never see it coming. Oh, and of course, I've rigged it so it won't go off accidentally. Hur? Next I place a sheet of paper on top of the counter. On it I write, "Go on, steal me," with a marker pen. Changing things up in the shop like this might actually scare the thief this time. Anyway, you come upstairs with me. Och så ska jag fånga honom i en råttfälla. I'll leave the counter and head upstairs to Gengoru's apartment. If the criminal opens the register, I'll hear the firecracker go off. And if that happens, I'll jump down and catch them at the door. No one but me knows about this plan. So even if they can actually manipulate electric energy waves or whatever, they won't figure out this plan of mine. Yep. Everything is set up and ready for my triumphant victory over this dumb thief. Now all I have to do is wait for the firecracker to go off. It still hasn't gone off. Several hours later and I'm still upstairs, struggling to stay awake. I can't stand waiting anymore, so I head back downstairs. I guess they're not showing up today, huh?
さすがに連日ってことにはならないんじゃない？それか、ついに泥棒も諦めたとか。
Change of heart by Hilt. I would be amazed if the thief backed down now after getting this far. It would be clever and a skillful move, but out of character. After targeting this shop so many times, they won't stop so easily. The note is still sitting on the counter.
空振りだね。
Alltså det kommer säkert vara någon så här twist för att det är the old man hela tiden. Och att han gör det här för att liksom... antingen bara jävlas eller någonting. Han vill ha lite spänning i sitt liv. Det kommer säkert vara någon sån twist, helt ärligt. I guess I'll dismantle my trap. If the old man accidentally set it off, he'd have a freaking heart attack. I open the register, careful not to set off the firecracker. What I see inside the register leaves me speechless. You got to be shitting me.
お金なくなってるね。
I did put the money in the register, didn't I?
バッチリ入れてたよ。見てたし。
And there's no way we could both be misremembering this, right?
ないな。
But how is this even possible? The firecracker didn't go off. Incredibly specific steps would have needed to be taken in order to open up the register without setting up the firecracker. It would be next to impossible to pull it off, unless you already knew the trap was there.
仕掛けがミスしてたとか？
No. I know I made no mistake, seriously. The only possibility is that the firecracker I bought is defective. I tried setting up the trap once more and testing it myself. If the firecracker's a dud, it won't go off when I open the register. Melissa takes a step back and covers her ears, just in case. I fling open the cash register. Son of a bitch. The firecracker cracks fire, and the air fills with smelly black smoke. Not pleasant. So this means both the firecracker and trap I set up were fine. So how the hell did the thief manage to avoid setting it off? Kenguru comes running downstairs, clearly startled by the noise. Det är typ ni som min inte nödvändigtvis prime suspect, men liksom den jag tror mest på. Jag tror att det är den där gamla gubben. Bara för det är någon så här, jag vet inte, det skulle vara ganska antiklimax också på ett sätt med tanke på hur länge det här hade liksom dragits ut. It's nothing, don't worry about it. I quickly explain and then shove him back upstairs so I can get back to my investigation. I put $100 bill in the register, and now it isn't there. But there's no way it just disappeared. That would literally be impossible. Man, this might be the most confusing case I've ever worked on. I just can't make sense of it. It's driving me nuts. Hell, I can feel my eye beginning to twitch. I really can't imagine what kind of person this thief is. There's only one possibility left. The criminal is probably a keeper.
ありえるんじゃないの？それ以外には無理だと思うけど。
Blaming keeper abilities sure would simplify things, but I can't think of any keeper abilities that fit the situation. And I can't think of any other explanation either. In this world, many people possess extraordinary abilities. Elves like Clarice who use magic to control the wind. Pixies who can change the shape of objects. Those who can manipulate lightning or gravity, like Das or Basil. Even some humans who don't naturally possess special powers can obtain such abilities. These humans are called keepers, men det har vi redan fått veta. However, those abilities do follow certain patterns. The powers usually fall under the categories of fire, water, earth and wind, and adhere to corresponding principles. In short, there are abilities that allow them to cast water spells or fire spells, but an impossibly good at stealing shit spell just isn't possible. Inte vad du vet i alla fall. But if I think about this more rationally, it's possible that, for example, the thief can control the wind and use that power to move at super speed to snatch the money. That's about the only idea I got though. It seems hard to believe that this is a case of super speed though. Moving fast enough to be invisible would not only require a crazy amount of practice, it would also produce an obvious impact on the surrounding environment. This seems unlikely, given how careful this thief has been not to leave behind any evidence.
念じるだけでお金を盗めるとか？
Kleptokinesis. Trust me, I'd handwave this too if I could. God damn it. How's this thief managed to pull this off?
じゃあ投資能力って線はどうかな？
X-ray vision.
犯人が物質を透視する能力を持っていたら爆竹の存在に気づくこともできるんじゃないかな。
The ability to see through things, huh? I suppose that's another possibility. If they're able to see through walls, it would certainly explain how they knew exactly when Clarice and I left the shop unattended.
あるいは驚異的な聴力とか。
Meaning they could hear everything we're saying from far away.
だから爆竹の仕掛けも見破れたのかもね。
That's true. So these are the only possible explanations we found so far. But neither of those powers would explain everything. If this thief really can see through things, how do they focus on seeing things normally? The same goes for the supersonic hearing, men det är bara att du inte riktigt kan comprehend it, men det kan fortfarande vara en grej. With hearing so good, they can hear our conversation from outside. How would they tune out all other noises? But this is all we got. Theories, nothing concrete. My vision goes dark for a moment. I gave Clarice a hard time for being stolen from twice, but now here I am, in the same position as her. This is so dumb. Come on, me, get your shit together. Thankfully it's only the thief who knows he managed to rob me. Nej. We'll straighten this all out once I catch this bastard. Men Lisa vet också. And I'll be sure to make it so that no one ever finds out what happened here.
これからも張り込むの？
Jag vet inte om de andra har sett henne än, jag tror inte det. För övrigt. No, I know when I've been beaten. For now anyway.
警察4連敗だね。
Don't you get it? The thief has only won the last few battles. They still haven't won the war. Anyway, let's head back. Guess I'll pretend today was a most uneventful day, so I can at least go home early. My injured wallet aches, but my pride hurts worse.
お疲れ様です、ルカさん。
Oh, it's you, Mel. What are you doing?
今日は早くお仕事が終わったので、ハルソンを待っているところです。
I see. I guess you can't walk around alone even in the daytime.
はい。
That lack of freedom sure must be frustrating.
いえ、そうは思いません。国にいた頃と比べれば自由気ままです。
I almost forgot she was living life as a princess of Genom land before she came here. I can only imagine what it must have been like for her, but I guess freedom is an uncommon luxury for royalty. When will Haraldson be back?
いつも午後5時に待ち合わせしています。
Which means she'll have to wait another hour. How about you wait for him in the 13th division? Follow me.
でもまだお仕事中ですよね。
Don't worry about it. The 13th division is a chill
お
place.
邪魔ではありませんか？
Nah, I'll be fine. Come on.
ありがとうございます。
I lead Mel into the station.
私が歩いていて注目されてしまうことはありません。
Almost everyone is in uniform, which seems to be making Mel a little nervous. Seriously, it's fine. Everyone knows you work at the cafeteria here. You might draw a little attention, but that's all.
話題ですか？
She really doesn't seem to be aware of her own popularity. But then again, I guess she has no idea what the cafeteria was like before she started working there. Hey all.
お疲れ様です。お邪魔します。あれ、食堂の人？
Wait, you know her? I thought you didn't eat at the cafeteria.
そうですけど、さすがに知ってますよ。情報とはそういうものです。
Probably by hacking all the security cameras in the building.
私がいてもお邪魔にならないでしょうか？ああ、どうぞどうぞ、遠慮なく。ただ、ルカさんにナンパされたのであれば、逃げた方がいいですよ。
As if I'd do something like that.
年下は守備範囲外でしたか。
Just shut up, Tamako. You're gonna give Mel the wrong idea. You just ignore any stupid shit he says, alright? And yet, Mel takes a quick step away from me. Great, now she's wary of me.
食堂にいるといろいろお話を聞きますが、この13課というところは 随分と少数なのですね。重箱の隅ですし。
It's a boring story that would take way too long to explain. Just don't worry about it. Why don't you make yourself useful and get us some coffee?
え？私がですか？
Isn't that the kind of task a woman normally does?
うわ、急に飛び出す男女差別。見
Somehow.
損ない。
Hey, don't lie. You never had any respect for me in the first place.
確かに。
Tamako drags herself to her feet, but Mel quickly stops her.
全然お気になさらず。いいですよ。インスタントだし。適当に座ってるといいんじゃないかなと。では、せめて私にやらせてください。そんな気を使うレベルでもないのに。
Mel's been really learning a lot from the grannies at the cafeteria. She gets on making the coffee lightning fast. I swear, barely a minute passes before she returns with hot coffee. There's even a cup for me.
どうぞ。
Thanks.
客人に用意させるとかすごい度胸ですね。
Hey, shut it.
ちょっとトイレ。
She grabs her cell phone and stands up. Don't spend too long playing games on your phone in there.
今イベント中なんで、多分1時間くらい戻りません。
Well, at least Tamako's honest. She quickly runs off to the bathroom.
ルカさんはいつもその席でお仕事を？
Yeah. Most of my job is done outside.
どのようなことをされているんです？
Why are you interested in knowing something as boring as that?
私の国には警察という組織はありませんでしたから。
What do you do when a murder or something like that happens? It doesn't.
もちろん裁きを受けます。独自のルールはありますから。城には警察の組織に似た軍隊もありますが、ここまで穏やかな感じではありませんね。もっと殺伐としていて容赦のない部隊です。
So that's how it is in Genomland. I've researched the country several times since meeting Mel, but information is scarce. The men who were chasing you guys were keepers, right?
キーパー？ファクトリーのことでしょうか？
Factories.
はい。私の国では魔術を扱うもののことをファクトリーと呼びます。
Varför? I see. Yeah, then sure. Those guys. In this country, very few humans have extraordinary abilities. It's only a tiny percentage of the total population who have them.
ファクトリーは我が国でも一部のものしか使えません。
So I guess our countries are similar in that
お
sense.
そらく。
People with extraordinary abilities can be such a pain sometimes.
そうですね。
Anyway, keepers. Factories, I mean.
キーパーで構いませんよ。この国でそう呼ばれているのなら、私たちもその呼び方に合わせた方が何かと自然でしょうから。
Jag inser precis att vi har liksom en svart bar, både här nere och till höger. Det är så borta jag känner mig. Så. Well, that's considerate. It's a dumb idea to confront a keeper directly. So let me know if you ever noticed anything strange. No matter how silly it might seem.
わかりました。
The more information on your opponent you can get, the better. Ella and I sit back and chat for the next half hour.
コーヒーごちそうさまでした。
Oh, it's about time for you to go, huh?
はい。
Harrelson will be here to pick her up soon. I'll walk outside with you.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, that reminds me. There's something I want to ask you. There's one thing I really don't understand, you see.
はい。何ですか？
As we're walking down the hallway, I decide to ask a question. Actually, maybe I shouldn't ask. It might not be such a fun conversation for you. Yeah, just forget about it.
もし私でよければ聞かせてください。解決することはできないかもしれませんが。
Well, I'm working on a pretty unusual case right now. I outlined the details of the theft case.
今、ルカさんはそのような事件に関わっておられるのですね。
Ja, det var den precis sa.
しかし、 窃盗ですか。
I tried to make the story entertaining, but I guess I didn't do such a good job of that, huh?
いえ、窃盗は私の国でも非常に問題になっている行動だったので。
She closes her eyes for a moment as she says this, smiling sadly.
基本的に窃盗する者は貧しい者たちです。明日を生きるため。
Yeah, that's usually true, but not always.
存じています。最も許せないのは盗みをする必要のない者が行うことです。貴族、裕福と呼ばれる人の中にも手癖の悪い者はいましたから。
Man, I guess even in different countries there are some things that never change.
でもルカさんのおっしゃるようにその事件は奇妙ですね。お話をお聞きしているだけではどのような人が盗んだのか想像できませんでした。
Yeah, that's exactly my problem. I just can't tell if this thief is stealing to survive or just some rich person doing it because they're bored.
警察官は大変ですね。日々様々なことと向き合わなければならないわけですから。
So the thing I really wanted to ask you about was unique keepers. So aside from ones with straightforward powers like Das and Basil, what other kinds of abilities have you heard of?
そうですね。ルカさんは息を止めてどれくらい泳げますか？
Huh? Well, about a minute, maybe two.
1時間以上水中で活動する能力を持った方がいました。
Men vid det laget så är det liksom så här, det hade varit mer logiskt om de kunde andas för alltid under vatten liksom. No.
他には
What's on? Now that's a pretty unusual ability. I also knew someone who could temporarily grow extra hands. I can't work out if that would ever be useful or not. Jo, det är klart det skulle
そういっ
vara.
たものはルカさんの方がお詳しいのでは？
Du kan spela piano. In my line of work, we only encounter people with abilities that harm others. I don't know anything about people with gimmicky powers. Guess they're fun at parties. I'm feeling more and more convinced that the thief might be a keeper. Jag gillar också att han sa det att han skulle hålla det hemligt för allihopa, men han berättar för henne det första han gör. Han skulle bara hålla det hemligt att det var han som blev upptäckt kanske, men... Oh really? Maybe I'll try asking him too
ぜ
then.
ひそうしてください。
Okay.
メル様
Hey. It's a few minutes before 5 p.m. when Haraldsson arrives, puffing and panting.
そんなに汗をかいてどうしました？
時間に遅れそうでしたので走ってまいりました。
そうでしたか。
Oh really? Joe.
今日はルカさんに話し相手になっていただいていました。
それは世話になった。
No need to thank me. I had a good time as well. I had a bad day, so it was a nice little distraction. And actually, I have a question for you if you got the time.
なんだ。
妙な窃盗犯。
Jag hörde knappt vad han sa.
なんだ。妙な。
Mel briefly recounts what I told her about the criminal.
一切の証拠を残さぬ窃盗犯か。
何か思い当たる
Som
能
är
力
inte
など
någon som
は
jag
あ
har
ります
sett i alla
か？
fall.
異能力のことは考えても答えなどって。それは警察がよく分かっていることだろう。
Well, yeah.
難儀なことだったとは思うが、国のために働くがいい。
Han var ju till stor hjälp.
失ったものは大抵元には戻らん。下を向いてばかりじゃなく、前も向かねばならんぞ。
Sure. Okay. I asked for his opinion and got a pep talk instead. Verkligen till stor hjälp. As I clock out exactly on time, I get a phone call. It's from my drinking buddy, a host who goes by the name Mark. Let me guess, you wanna go for a drink? He's a drinking buddy, so why else would he call? Svara så får du veta.
よかった飛龍の兄貴出てくれたんだな。
Ja, han har till och med en... Jag tror att vi har träffat alla personer vid det här laget. Nej, det har vi verkligen inte.
3時くらいからずっと考 かけてたんだよ。
Vad var klockan nu? 5 eller 4? 3 p.m. Jag tror de sa att klockan var 5 p.m. här borta. 5 p.m. a few minutes before. Sorry man, I was working.
よく電話出てくれるじゃん、飛竜の兄貴なら。警察庁始まって以来の究極の毒潰しって噂っすよ。
I'll have you know, whoever told you that is a lying scumbag. Anyway, what do you want? Wait, don't tell me it's money. If it is, the answer is no.
兄貴に金の無心をするようになったら人生終わりだからな。
How about I hang up?
ああ、待ってくれって。頼れるのは飛竜の兄貴だけなんだよ。
Dude, you can't say that to me after insulting me a bunch. But alright, what is it you want my help with?
実はさ、今日ホスト仲間3人で合コンに行く予定だったんだ。けど、一人欠席することになってさ、困ってんだ。
A mixer? What? To meet girls? Isn't that your job anyway?
そうなんだけどさ、店に来る女は別なんだよ。仕事抜きで女の子と遊びたいし、彼女だって欲しいわけ。
So, just date one of the women from the club who are into you.
仕事とプライベートは別だからな。
I forget how conceited this guy can be sometimes.
今回相当レベル高いって話でさ、絶対開催したいんだよ。助けて、この通り。
Huh? Wait, you want me to go? But why me?
頼むよ、飛竜の兄貴。今回だけ助けると思ってな。
But I have zero interest in stupid events like this.
3対3で用意するって約束なんだよ。
What about that guy with the weird name? Jupiter, was it?
ジュエルな。ジュエルのやつ、風邪ひいちゃってさ。
Okay.
無理やり来ようとしてたんだけど、さすがにまずいじゃん。
And that's fair. Kinda doubt the girls would be happy to mingle with his cold germs. Then why not just postpone this whole damn thing for now?
無理。
Then ask somebody else.
そうしたいんすけど、年齢とかいろいろ調整していくと融通が利きそうなのって飛竜の兄貴くらいなんすよ。
That's because you had to rule out everybody with plans.
兄貴の飲食代は俺が持つから。
Ugh. Fine, you're real lucky. You're real lucky I just happened to be free tonight.
さすが兄貴、助かるよ。
What can I say? I'd never turn down a free meal.
じゃあこの後8時からお願いな。
Okej. Är de där nu eller? För det här är ju inte någon mixer. Det här är ju samma liksom bar som de var på förut. Ser det ut som i alla fall. Jag antar att vi får se hur det här går imorgon. Så tar vi och rundar av här. Ja. Jag får tacka för att ni har tittat, så hörs vi imorgon som sagt. Då fortsätter vi med den här lilla side storyn. Jag vet inte vart det här kommer leda någonstans, men nåväl. Tack och hej.